Hey, welcome. It's Brian, and today we talk about my top 5 least favorite 80s metal bands. Now, by metal, some of these by today's standards are hard rock or maybe not even that, so take that with a grain of salt. But if we can kind of put it in the context of the 80s, some of these are pretty heavy bands, so I'm going to call it heavy metal. Some of these bands I didn't listen to any great amount, I just remember how annoying they were. And we're going to start with Great White, which is probably on this list the one I listened to the least. And I just never got it. Pretty boring, pretty pedantic, and predictable music for sure. Did they sell some records? Yes, and all of that. So this one is kind of with a small caveat, and that is the band Dokken. Now, they had 3 or 4 songs I thought were incredible. I think George Lynch is a kind of interesting, cool metal rock player for sure. He definitely had a cool approach, but overall, not great songwriting, and just kind of formulaic at some point. And I know a lot of people that love George Lynch specifically would argue with me, but I never kind of delved into the Lynch mob. I kind of moved past that whole kind of 80s metal hard rock during the 80s basically, and started listening to lots of other stuff, whether it was heavier music or more instrumental like fusion, jazz, all of that kind of thing. Again, the next one will have a caveat as well, which is Guns N' Roses. I think Slash is a great guitar player. They had some songs that were pretty good, but, just does almost nothing for me. I wouldn't listen to it now. I would just listen to anything else I could think of. So, Guns N' Roses. Warrant. Some of these are easy. Like Warrant, I actually had dinner with the singer and the guitar player. I worked at a music store in Stowe, Ohio, and I believe I'm forgetting the singer's name now, but I somehow got connected with some people and we went out to dinner. They were really fun guys and all of that, and decent players, just really dumb music, I guess is what I would say. So Warrant. Mötley Crüe, another caveat. I think Too Fast for Love is a super important record, and the hard rock continuum, or whatever you want to say, I love that record. And I wish they would have stuck to that kind of detuned, heavier, straight, just killer riffs, and really stuck to that style. Vince Neil's singing on that is super high and whiny, but there's just something about it that has got a lot of energy. It's rough. And then the next record is Shout at the Devil. Some of the songs on there are okay, but I thought it was a little bit childish to have that kind of satanic element. Because to be honest, like, if you're going to do it, do it. If you're not, just, leave that to the pros. Leave it to King Diamond and, whoever else is doing that kind of thing. They do it way better and kind of mean business for sure. So, and then every record after that, I don't even know what's after that. It's just garbage kind of stuff. And, is there some songs on there? I'm sure my brother would try to convince me that on their later records after Shout at the Devil, there's some great songs. And I just see guys under a lot of pressure and probably doing a lot of drugs trying to make hit songs to kind of, support their lifestyle, or they're just under pressure. And what else do you do when you have a record like Shout at the Devil that's pretty popular, kind of controversial for no reason that I can see, but yet you have to keep growing and growing. And it's just kind of that vicious cycle that all these bands get into, especially when there was records involved. When you could actually sell physical records, you had to do everything right, or you were just, you wrote off basically. So in order of how we talked about this, these are my 5 least favorite 80s metal bands. That is Great White, no use for them. Dokken, George Lynch, great player, cool songs. 2 or 3 songs I think are great from them. I did own Tooth and Nail. I think that's what it was called. And there's a couple of songs on there that are good. Guns N' Roses, yeah, listen to them. Yeah, don't care. I'm good with that. Warrant, never really listened to. They just always irritated me for some reason. Mötley Crüe, Too Fast for Love, incredible record. I'll always talk about it. And with that said, those are the 5 bands. I am Brian. Talk to you soon.